Hello guys, welcome to this video. As you can see, I'm eating pizza. Okay, let me drop this and speak to you guys. Welcome to my channel guys. If you are new, my name is Moya. This is She Bites and we're doing a student survival series. The recipe I have for you today is pizza. As you probably noticed, my pizza doesn't have any cheese on it, and that's just because I don't have cheese at home, and it's fine. If you have cheese, you can add cheese, mozzarella, parmesan, whatever. Those cheeses go really well. Like I usually do like 70% mozzarella and a little bit of parmesan for that extra taste, because parmesan has a really nice taste and flavor. But I don't have cheese and I didn't put cheese on my pizza. You're going to watch the recipe for how exactly I make this pizza. The base, the tomato sauce, which is similar to the tomato sauce that we made last week. It's just a really chunky and nice, easy tomato sauce. And then just some toppings. I have like vegetables, peppers, peas, sweet corn, everything. You can add meat, you can add pepperoni, beef, chicken, whatever you like. Super easy, super simple, and it shows you that pizza is actually really easy to make at home. I hope you enjoy watching this video guys. See you in my next video. Bye! So for our pizza base, we need 250 grams of wholemeal flour, 250 grams of white flour, a little bit of sugar like 40 grams, 40 ml of oil, and 7 grams of yeast. So as you guys know, I just have these little 7-gram sachets of yeast because it's really convenient. And you also need some water. About 250 to 300 milliliters of water will be just fine. So first of all, we're going to put our yeast into a bowl, add a bit of sugar, and then add a bit of lukewarm water, room temperature water really, and just mix everything together. And you can just leave it for 5 minutes and then your yeast will start to bloom and bubble. Once that is done, you can add in your flours, your oil, and your water. I'm just mixing with a spoon here because it's more convenient for the video, but you can just use your hands even from this stage. So just add everything in and mix it all together until it forms a dough. You might not need to add all of your water, so add like 3/4 of it and see if you need to add a little bit more. I added like 250 to 70 milliliters of water in this recipe. Then you have to knead. You probably need to knead for around 8 to 10 minutes so that you get a really smooth and silky dough that is really elastic. When you knead, you develop gluten, which makes your dough really nice and chewy and enables it to stretch, which is what we like in pizza dough. As you can see now, our dough is much smoother, and when you press it down, it expands again. So then, roll it into a bowl and put it in an oiled bowl. You want to keep this in a warm place, like outside if you live in a really hot country, or in your oven. Your oven doesn't have to be on. Now for our toppings, to make our tomato sauce, like the one that we made yesterday, and also for our toppings, these are the ingredients. So we're going to start with chopping up some onions for our tomato sauce and slicing some to put on our pizza at the end. Next, we're just going to slice this red bell pepper. These are all the toppings for our pizza. And then get some chilies ready, because you guys know how I love the spice. The tomatoes for our sauce. I'm just doing like all my mise en place, all my prep together, so it's easy and I can start cooking. So there we go. Everything is ready for us to start preparing our tomato sauce. If you've watched my tomato sauce recipe, it's really similar. Just start with some hot oil, add some onions, garlic if you like, then add in your tomatoes, and you're just going to reduce this and cook this down with all your seasoning and spices until you get a nice saucy consistency. You might need to add a little bit of water, but apart from that, you can just leave it to keep going until the sauce forms. After about 30 minutes to 1 hour, your dough should have doubled in size, and then you can spread it out onto your work surface again and knead. At this point, you need quite a bit of flour because our pizza dough is a bit soft. So you need quite a bit of flour, but still don't put too much. Then you can knead just a little bit and then divide your pizza dough into 2, because this recipe gives us 2 pizzas. So knead the 2 balls and then knead the 2 pieces of dough into round balls. And then we're going to start with the first one. Leave them again to brew for a few minutes before you start rolling them out. Now, there are 2 ways you can do this. You can do this the first way I'm going to show you, which is without a rolling pin or anything to roll, and this is sort of like the pizza method. But because this pizza has half wholemeal flour in it, it's not going to be as elastic as if you used only wholemeal flour, or if you actually use strong bread flour, which gives you a lot of gluten to work with. So what you just do is you press out with your fingers to spread the dough out, and then I'm going to show you how to make it even like larger into the round pizza dough shape. So press it all down, and then you can next just push the pizza dough between your hands to stretch it out a little bit more. And then the last step actually involves you putting the pizza on your knuckles and stretching it out. Note that unless you're using bread flour, you're not going to be able to do this so well, or the pizza flour, but then you can still try to stretch it out a little bit using your knuckles. Be careful to do this. Now, if you're like Moyo, I really can't be bothered by this, then just use a rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, use a bottle. Here, I'm just using like a roll of cling film. You can use a roll, I'm using a roll of baking paper. You can use cling film, foil, whatever, just something that's heavy enough so you can spread out your dough into a round shape. Once that is done, you can just put your dough onto a baking tray with some parchment paper or without. It doesn't really stick that much. And then we're going to put our tomato sauce on our base. See how lovely it looks, guys. So just spread your tomato sauce out on your base. You don't want too much sauce, you just want it to nicely cover the surface. Just try and spread it out equally to ensure that all your surface is covered except your end. And then you can sprinkle on your toppings, so our bell peppers, chilies, onions, and I'm adding some frozen green peas and some onions, and some frozen green peas and frozen sweet corn. You can add canned sweet corn, you can add pepperoni, beef, chicken, whatever you like, artichokes, barbecue sauce, just enjoy yourself at this point. And then by this time, you should actually have preheated your oven to 240 degrees Celsius. That's the highest my oven would go. If your oven goes higher, why not? Pizzas are supposed to be cooked at really high oven, so at really high temperature, so just go ahead. And it's going to cook for about 10 minutes. My pizza took about 10 minutes to cook. And you're just going to cook it until the base is nice and brown. As you can see here, it looks so pretty. You can see that the vegetables have softened, and you can see that our base is nice and brown. Now this is the first method that you can use. And we're just going to cut our pizza into 8 slices. The thing about this method, when you don't use the rolling pin, is that you get your nice and thick borders around the pizza, which is really nice because it ensures that your toppings are able to cook without your pizza edges getting burnt. But then when you use the rolling pin, your pizza is sort of the same size all around, and it means that your edges can burn while your toppings are not yet fully cooked, especially if you're using cheese before your cheese browns. Now there's another method to cook pizzas that you could also use, especially if you're cooking a lot of pizzas in advance, which is you can bake the base for about 2 to 3 minutes before you add your toppings. This just helps the base to be a lot crispier, and it helps because your oven is at a really high temperature. So if you've cooked the base a little bit, you can ensure that when you cook your toppings, nothing is going to burn. So if you're you're planning to make many pizzas for an event or something, you could just roll out your bases, cook them a bit, and then keep them. And then when you're actually ready to serve, you then put your toppings and then just bake for like 5 more minutes. So yeah, at this point it gives almost the same result, except you can see that our base is a little crispier than the other one. And I just put some extra tomato sauce on here, guys. It was so yummy and so spicy and so nice. And my kitchen just smelled amazing as these pizzas were coming out, honestly. I'm sure I ate like 4 slices before I was done with this. So here it is, a nice, spicy, chunky homemade pizza. Really simple, really easy. I know it takes some time, but guys, I'm sure it is worth it. You can make it when you're having some friends over, or you just feel like making pizza at home, Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye, and see you in my next video.